Are you missing yourself? Are you missing yourself? Just see what shows up, if it's a yes or a no, or what are you talking about? I heard a wonderful man by the name of Gregg Braden. You may know him. He's a scientist, amazing guy. He used that term. He talked about how we're actually missing ourselves. And I thought that was such a great bridge to what my channel is all about, that we are basically looking for ourselves out there and we will never find ourselves. So if you think of that term and ask yourself, am I missing myself? I think it's curious to just see what shows up. Who is this self that you either miss or would rather get rid of? What self are you reflecting back on with a question like that? Am I missing myself? Am I missing myself? And I think the answer, whatever feeling shows up for you with that question, I think it might be really worth listening to. When I ask myself that question right now, like, am I missing myself? And I actually say yes, yeah, because I don't feel I have fully found myself yet. I have found a great deal about myself, found pieces that I didn't know were there, found pieces that I had been suppressing, resisting, all the things we all do. And even though I feel I am at a place of, really peace with who I am as that separate sense of self, that I don't need to fight her or battle her, get rid of her, judge her, all that stuff, that's kind of way, way in the past for me. But the missing myself, that is also the longing for myself, of course, that is my true self, with a capital S. And that's the one I want to just invite you to explore also and see, am I missing myself? And if the answer is yes, then it's a good question to say, like, how is that possible? Because I'm right here. How do I miss myself, right? It's like when your lover goes out of town, or your children or your pets, whatever, if you have to be away from them for a while, it's very common that we miss them, right? There's something in here that is missing. There's a space there where we want them to be in our experience, both emotionally, physically, um, mentally, whatever way we connect with them. So here we go. Am I missing myself? And when I really go in with that question sincerely, then I'm not missing myself, because I go in and I find myself right here, simply because I turned my attention right there. And of course, the tendency in our society, in our world, is that we turn our attention away from ourselves, and then we go out there and try and fill that empty space inside. And as we've talked about a lot, that is completely impossible because who I am here is not found out there as an experience. It will be a temporary filling of something in here. And then again, that could be a beautiful partnership, an animal, something that really fulfills you out there. And yet, if we do not connect with that inside of here, it's just going to be temporary. Whereas here, it is permanent once we fully move in and bring all of ourselves in there. And don't move anymore. We can certainly go and do things, which we do, but we also always can come back here like that, snap of a finger, because we know where I am. We know where to find ourselves. I know where to find myself. Even though there might be a lot of distraction and things that want to pull me away from I, then if it's really intense, if there is something going on any level, then it takes me a little longer to find myself again. But because the longing, the missing or the longing, that is so alive, it's like it's always there, not in a painful way or a sad, sappy way, but just as a feeling calling me home all the time. It's like, yeah, stay here. Even if I'm out here, I can stay here. And that has taken me some time to practice that to the point where, I don't know, the separation is not very big. it's 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 so small that I can always hear or sense or feel the calling back here. So it's just a little sweet invitation today to see what your answer is. Not a mental answer, but a felt sense answer. Like, am I missing myself? And if the answer is yes, what am I missing? What is this part in here that feels like an empty space that needs to be filled because something is missing? What is that? And how can you fill that from within, not going out there and trying to find something to put on top of it, because it's never going to fit in there. Because what we're missing or longing for is already here. The only thing that is missing is that we have not fully put our attention on that. Our attention is on the outside, trying to fix ourselves or trying to get rid of ourselves, which is, of course, the complete opposite of what we really want. And we think that this false identity self, this separate sense of self, separate from the divine, we think that's the problem and we need to get rid of it. But it is impossible because it is really a fiction of the mind. So if you want to get rid of that, then stop engaging in it, stop feeding it, stop fighting it. Fighting it gives it tons of energy. And instead, go back here, follow the longing back in here, and stay. You go in, and there's an automatic deep breath of, ah. It's almost like a little relief. It's like, oh, yeah, here I am. Thank you. Thank you. Just take a nice deep breath into your chest and just realize that you are already here right now, right here, right now.